Good evening. Good evening. Come
Hey,
here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Blue
Here.
Irons.
Come here. I'm gonna give you the headset. I'm gonna get. Hey, okay. You know it's our show, everybody. You know it's. But my son is here. He's busted. He's gotten out of bed. Right. He's gotten out of bed. He's come into the room. Mommy said he could do it. He's come into the room. So here. Put these on. Say hi to everybody.
Hi. Hi.
Hello,
Hey,
nice to see
how's it
you.
going?
Shelly, that's David. David lives in Boston.
Hi.
Shelly lives in Colorado.
Hey,
And why don't you say something like "Come on, you irons"?
Come on, yours.
you can do this
What
too.
else do you want to say before you go?
Right.
Can you tell it? Can you tell him that you play? Can you play soccer?
Oh yeah, I play soccer too.
Nice.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have a position you play, or do you move all around the pitch?
I
Your favorite soccer team?
no, he asked me a question. Sorry.
Sorry.
Daddy says I'm pretty good on the wing.
Oh, pretty good on the wing. Nice.
Yes, you are. You are. All right. Want to say anything else?
Come on, you irons. Okay.
Nice.
Hey. Okay.
Oh, denied.
All right. So he has been begging. He has been begging to come on, and I'm
Nice.
totally happy to have him on. I mean, it's just that we do the show at 9:00, and he goes to bed at like 8:30, right? So, and I keep telling him, well, one of these weeks we'll do it earlier. You know what I mean? And we'll get in, and we'll have, But anyway,
So let's ease him in. You know what I mean? Get him talking more and
totally.
more each time.
So tonight he just comes. He said he comes busted in, and I'm glad he got to do it. And also I'm not. My setup is not good because I've got the headset, and this computer I use has really anemic speakers, and you can't hear anything if you take the headset
same with
out.
mine. I actually have it's on its last legs.
Yeah, so I can't. It's hard for me to do it with him because we can't hear what anybody's saying to us. So one of these nights we'll get on his Chromebook, which he has downstairs, and we'll do it right. But that's Isaac. That's my 10-year-old. That's my big boy. And I'll tell you what, for a kid with some size, all right, he's not a small kid. He's big for his age. He's pretty darn good little winger out there. He's not fast at all, but he's big. And when those kids see him come storming down, I mean, they back away. You know what I mean? they kind of like, so he's a good player. It's the only sport, football is the only sport he plays or watches or pays any attention to other than NASCAR. I don't know whether. Yeah, so that's his thing. So he doesn't. I don't have to worry about he doesn't beg me to play American football or hockey or anything like that. No, nothing like that. He just wants to play the one true sport. So, anyway, wait, what can I not say? What can I not say? What did I say that I can't say already? Already said something I can't say. Anyway, say whatever it is, Ray. Sorry. Yeah. So that was my son Isaac, and he kicked off the show. That's great. As you guys know, it's American Hammers TV. It's West Ham. It's Wednesday night. We come here every Wednesday night to spend, some time, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, talking about West Ham. We're not going to go that long tonight. I promise. Okay? Promise. Anyway, yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't, okay? And well, I'll tell you what, tell a friend, will you, who supports West Ham or even doesn't support West Ham. Tell a friend to like and subscribe too. That would help us a lot. Okay, that would especially the subscribe part. That would help us a lot. Because we're trying to push our numbers up. We're 2 years old now. We had our two-year anniversary show on Monday night. Tim and I did a show and had a great time talking about the last 2 years. David, I often remember when we went to Premier League mornings in Boston, and they asked you to read the starting 11 for that Everton match. And just the expression as you went through that list of players.
Oh, yeah, it was such a god-awful lineup.
It was so terrible. And I felt so sorry for you watching it. I was like, I can't believe you had to do that. Anyway,
Well, at least I was genuine. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to put a good face on it.
You did something that I really appreciated. You said, the first thing you said was, we have the best and most loyal fans in the Premier League. And that is true. And I was glad you said that because everybody needed to hear that. And here you can see how much care I've taken of it. Here is my free Premier League mornings cap that I got it. You can't see that it's got huge balls of dust all over it because it's been on the floor. So anyway, yeah, AmericanHammers.net. Check out our merchandise, all that kind of stuff. You know what to do. So who's with me tonight? At least for now, we've got David in Boston, my neighbor, like 30 miles to the south. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Love the result. I only got to see the tail end of it because I was working. I drove home like a maniac, got home at the 66th minute, but read up on what had happened before and watched the highlights of the goals and was very happy with the result.
Yeah, I had a meeting like right in the middle of it, and I couldn't not be in it. So it was kind of halftime-ish. So I missed a little end of first half, beginning of second half. But anyway, it wasn't too bad. It could have been worse. These weekday games, I don't like these weekday games. And of course, as always with me on Wednesday night, it's Selly. How you doing, Selly?
Yeah, can't complain at all with a performance like that. I was a little nervous going into it, not knowing what to expect, but obviously hoping for the best. But it was nice to see that the team came out and clearly had put Liverpool behind them. And then funny enough, Liverpool lost today too, which is pretty crazy. But
I know, and they keep losing. It's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But
so I don't know. I know we'll probably get into it, but I guess it just kind of goes to show like what happens when you attack teams like Liverpool trying to win versus when you attack teams like Liverpool trying not to lose.
You're absolutely right, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about. First of all, David. Now we don't get paid to do this. This is just me doing this. Do you know these guys? Do you know Night Shift Brewery?
Yeah, I've been to their brewery.
You've been to the brewery?
Obviously before coronavirus, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's good stuff. So I don't usually drink on the show, but we won, and I'm kind of happy. And I saved a bunch of Weight Watchers points for this. Like I had a really light dinner. I just had like beans and like minestrone for dinner. And
I am not going the Weight Watchers route. I always go with the bourbon barrel aged stout. So I'm going Death's Tar from Revolution Brewery. It's like a coffee stout aged in bourbon barrels. It's like 14.2%.
Holy
shit! The calories are like off the charts.
That's around here too, though, isn't it? That brewery? Is that a New England brewery? Is that a New England brewery, Revolution Brewery?
I believe it's a Chicago brewery. Actually.
Oh, Chicago. Okay. Well, there's a lot of great beers in Chicago.
Yeah.
And actually a lot of great beers in Colorado, too.
Yeah.
Those are 3 great craft brewing scenes.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you remember, and we'll get back to West Ham in just a minute, but do you remember when I think it was when the Red Sox played the Rockies in the World Series, and Tom Menino was mayor of Boston, and he made some comment about how Colorado doesn't have any good beers. And everybody was like, actually, Mr. Mayor,
you don't know what you're talking about.
He always kind of mumbled and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what kind of beers I got in Colorado? I was like, oh, actually, really good ones. So maybe you don't want to go down that route. You know what I mean? Go after the clam chowder or something, but to go after the beer because the beer is good.
Yeah, Colorado's good.
Anyway, nice to see everybody here. Charlie, boy, I sent you the link if you want to jump in, okay? If your wife is...
Yeah, he said he's pouring himself a drink and he'll be on his way.
Okay, I was going to say, you can come on. You can come on. Yeah, awesome. All right. And John's here too, I see. Ginger, what is wrong with him? Well, it's because he's been in Utah. That's why. They got him off they probably hooked him out there in Utah. Now they got him off the booze and, So anyway, because he was John took a vacation to Utah, and of course you can't really drink in Utah like at all. So anyway, that's probably why he's on the herbal tea. Anyway, what do you? That is unfortunate. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Oh God.
Hey boy, nice.
Dude,
we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Your audio is off.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He came in hot, man.
That's how awesome. That's how he keeps from getting in trouble with his wife. He just doesn't. He doesn't say anything. All right, I'm sure he'll be back. Charlie will be back. We know he'll be back. Yeah. So, I can we talk? Can we just start talking about Jesse Lingard? Like, I feel as though last week, Selly, didn't we have like a little discussion? Like, should we sign Jesse Lingard? Nobody was like, eh. I mean, like, okay, fine, if that's what Selly. It was a pretty good signing, actually.
I think for me, and knowing I can't necessarily, I don't remember exactly what I said about it, but I think it was one of those things where if Moyes wants to get him, then we should sign him. And I think that the Jesse Lingard thing is kind of twofold, right? On one hand, it's nice to have a player of his caliber on the pitch for our team. I think watching him today was really nice because you're able to see his confidence on the ball. And one thing I said during the game was you could tell he was going to try to win the game. Like he was signed, and I think he has a very big point to prove. And I think he went out, today and tried to prove it. And honestly, he kind of did in a sense. So hopefully he can keep up those performances. On another note, too, I remember, Irish Tommy was saying that we need more production from our midfielder. So him coming in and getting 2 goals on his debut, that definitely helps. And it was really nice to see the connection that him and Benrahma had pretty much from the kickoff. They had a really nice 1-2 going, good chemistry. So, hopefully that could builds momentum.
I mean, he only signed. I know it's a loan deal, so I say signed. It's not really he didn't really sign, but he came to the club like a week ago.
Yeah, and almost exactly a week ago. Yeah.
But if you looked at him and Benrahma today, at least from what I saw, you'd think they've been playing together for years. It was just like a natural. I don't know. What did you think, David? What'd you make of? I don't like the nickname Jay Lings. It's hard to say. But I know that's what he calls himself. But it's hard to say.
Yeah, I got to go by what he calls himself.
No, you do. It's his branding. You got to respect the branding.
I'm trying to hit on the nickname, self-proclaimed nickname. I think my thoughts about the signing was I thought it was a plus signing, but I wasn't over the moon about it. But the positives I saw were really reflected in this match. I don't know if they'll carry forward. Number one, what was already mentioned. What Sully already mentioned, what Tommy said, was it gives us it doesn't just give us midfield depth, gives us midfield depth because he's primarily a center attack midfielder, but it allows us to rotate the wingers because he can play on the wing as well. Yes. So it's kind of like a winger attack midfielder depth thing we've added, and it looks like he can. Moyes loves players who can kind of run at pace with the ball. And he can do that, and he can link up with other players. Seems like he'll fit in well. I mean, it's only one match. I do have to say I don't want to be rain on the parade. Even though he looked awesome, I think both of those shots should have been saved. Those were not outstanding shots by any means. But
somebody said in our – you probably saw this actually. Probably all of you saw this. Somebody said in our Facebook chat that we have, can you imagine what the comments from Tim would have been if it had been Fabianski who'd given up – really, almost all 3 goals. I mean, to be honest, even the Soucek goal, not great. But the 2 Lingard goals. I mean, hey, this is, as I've always said, this is why I tell my kids. Isaac's team when he was younger, Andrew's team, just shoot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Make the keeper do something. I mean, put the ball on net. Don't always try to walk it in, as they used to say on the IT crowd. Just shoot. And I love the fact that Lingard was just let's have a go. Mm-hmm. And unlike Declan Rice or Antonio, or Fornals, he was on target. Charlie boy, I can't be on the same stream as you. Look at you.
What do you mean?
You look like a rapper or something. I don't know. Look at me. I'm all you're too cool for us. That's all I'm saying.
No, I record the rappers. We don't, I can write some. I can do a little something. But I got to tell you, said wife. Who's wife? Ain't nobody wife. It's my sister. No, ain't nobody. I said Italian women. You just assumed it was my wife. Look at me. Do I look like I got a wife? Look at me. I'm fresh.
I don't know. Listen, I look like I got a wife, Charlie.
Yeah.
You think somebody would marry me?
Yeah, it's over for you.
And I'm on my second one. That's the thing. This is number 2. All right. So not just one, but two. Okay, well, I apologize then, my friend. I did not.
Yeah, because the lady, as soon as I come on, the female viewership goes up, baby. You talking about wife? I got a message in me right now. They're like, "Well, what? We didn't know." They brokenheartedly. You got them crying over here. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I realize that there's a huge
sorry,
number,
ladies.
I realize there's a huge number of super hot young women who watch this program.
Yeah.
All right. It's one of our major demographics is super hot young women in the New York, New Jersey area. So I apologize if I have I don't know what's the word.
Sorry, ladies.
Cock blocked you? Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Is that the going phrase? Anyway, is that why you showed up looking like you do tonight, so that you can?
No, I just come from doing my thing. I told you I'm on the way, so I got to come in.
What sunglasses are those, Charlie boy?
Oh, these are those Canal Street joints.
Okay, I like Etnia Barcelona. The more area, so I buy
this is them Canal joints. Manoa guy fell off a truck.
Of course. Yeah, Charlie. Charlie's from Brooklyn, and I lived there for a year, so I'm kind of also from Brooklyn. So, we have a lot in common, actually.
Lee is a gentrifier.
Oh no! I was poor, man. I could barely afford to live there. A gentrify. I lived in an Italian neighborhood, my friend.
Oh, what you trying to say? Italians are poor? Look at this guy. Oh,
I'm saying
Lee's all over the place tonight. Come on.
I'm saying we were the poorest people in the neighborhood, is what I'm saying. The Italians were all richer than we were. All right. But our neighbors, but I'd say this, our neighbors, the Rotolos down the street, fantastic people. The day we moved in, they just started helping us move in. We
Where'd
pulled
you
up
live?
this.
Bensonhurst?
No, we lived in a little neighborhood called Windsor Terrace. It's right off the Prospect Expressway.
Okay.
So it's kind of on the edge of Park Slope, but it's not.
Right.
It's not nice enough to be Park Slope. This, by the way, was 25 years ago. It's 25 years ago. We pulled up our moving van, okay, to the brownstone where we lived. Or it was on 19th Street. If you know 19th Street, it's actually Prospect Expressway runs down the middle of it, so you have to cross a bridge to go from one side to the other. Anyway, so we move up and we put this moving van, and this big dude just walks up into the van and starts carrying stuff out. And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? You know, he's just stealing all our stuff. You know, keep in mind, I moved from Fort Worth, Texas. And he was helping us move. Didn't even introduce us, just started walking stuff into our apartment, helped us move. That night, the family had us over for dinner. They took us to a street fair the next day. I mean, when my parents came for Christmas, they brought my parents over for Christmas. It was fantastic. Brooklyn neighbors, best neighbors ever had. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford to live in Brooklyn. So we moved. But the best neighbors ever had by far. Loved them. Absolutely loved them. So, yeah. But gentrifier, no, not me.
I'm just breaking balls.
No, not me. I just the opposite. We were the poor relations, you know. They were all doing better than we were. But yes. Come on. I love the Italians. My wife speaks a little Italian. She's not, but Italian, she speaks a little Italian. Anyway, Charlie, let me ask you this. Liverpool, anybody who wants to jump in. I was crushed by Liverpool. All right, by the result and by the performance. And I thought it was a huge wasted opportunity. And then I was very pessimistic about the game today, going into today. Very nervous about it, pessimistic about it. But yet we had yet another, very good performance, I thought. There's something about Moyes in the top six that just doesn't work. But then we seem to beat just about everybody else, which is good for racking up points. But I mean, what do you guys think about this? I
think the Liverpool game. Listen, I love the result today. It was beautiful the way he set up. You know what I mean? We was at him. Jesse Lingard was doing his business, but the Liverpool game. Listen, before the game, he comes out there. He says, we probably, basically, we probably not going to win. It is Liverpool. He was acting all scary. He set up scared to play. And he said, oh, well, they got some results. Yeah, those results, they got a draw against a bum team. They lost against a bum team. They just lost against Brighton. Now, I'll give credit when credit's due, like today. But don't come out there scary. Because you know what? If I would have said that about the team on Twitter anyway, you're being negative. You don't believe in the boys. Oh my God, Charlie, you don't even lie, right? If I would have said that. And that's basically what he did for the league. I'm like, damn. If I was in the locker room, I'd be like, yo, man, you don't believe in us right now? What you mean sit back? They had all their CBs out. We taking short corners. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get the short corners. I don't understand the short corners.
The results they've got, like the last 6 games, they was there for the taking, and we didn't even try. He played scary berry ball. You understand? I don't like that. That's my point. When it's like, oh, let's just back up the truck and give him a big 5-year. Whoa. Look at the table. Look at this. Hey, listen, Big Sam in the middle of the year had a 6 one time. I ain't building him a motherfucking castle. I'm not a castle. What do you call them joints?
Statue.
But wait a minute.
Statue of the castle, all that. But listen, I will give him credit. Like today, the tactics was there, right?
Yes.
Like the way he doubled up on Grealish.
Yes. With Ryan Fredericks, comes out of nowhere, like a WWE guy, like he comes in and it's like, is this Ryan Fredericks music? You know what I mean? Nobody expected that. Nobody expected
that. When I saw his name in the lineup, I was like, oh, this is bad. This is not a good move. And it turned out to be a stroke of genius.
It was sexy. I'm gonna give it. It was a sexy move, and even a lot of people was like, I don't know. Even I said, I don't know, but I said, hey, he's got balls. He's trying something. I give him his credit. And hey, listen, where's fucking Wally at? Wally!
No, he's here. I know it's because Wally's got to be the happiest guy he's down in New Orleans for now, so he's happy no matter what. But he's got to be the happiest guy in Louisiana today because his man, David, I was like you. I mean, tell me what you thought when you saw that starting 11. What was your?
I thought that running for Fredericks was out of position. I thought that was going to be a disaster. One thing I did recognize that I thought was either going to go really well or really poorly was even though we set up badly against Liverpool and didn't look like we were in between two types of strategies, it wasn't really a counter-attacking strategy. It wasn't really an attacking strategy. Bowen looked really tired. Antonio looked really tired. Fornals, to some degree, looked tired. So when Fornals and Bowen were removed from the starting lineup, I said, if this works, it will show that the Lingard signing can spell some players and is good for our depth. And that ended up happening. So I'm not saying this is going to carry through the rest of the campaign, but it's an encouraging sign that now we can rotate attacking midfielders, even though we didn't really have a true attacking midfielder, and we can rotate left wingers and right wingers and hope that Antonio doesn't get injured. But at this point, I think we could do even with like Lingard or Bowen at striker, maybe even Yarmolenko, even though I don't like his defensive deficiencies. So it was encouraging. And I thought that might happen when the lineups were introduced, but I also thought it could go spectacularly wrong.
Yeah, I was shocked. Sally, what did you think? And what did you think about how Moyes handled the starting 11 today?
When I first saw the starting 11, I wasn't surprised to see Lingard in there. I think I was a little surprised to see Bowen not in the lineup, but I think honestly the most surprising part of it all was there was no Noble even on the team sheet.
Thank God. Sorry,
the way that I looked at it, it seemed as if we were kind of going to a 5 in the back with Fredericks. At least when I saw it on Twitter, what I saw with Fredericks kind of going into what Arthur Masuaku's spot used to be.
Right. Right.
You know, because it definitely gave me some positivity because, you know, going 5 at the back has definitely helped us against the bigger, you know, more efficient clubs. But one thing I noticed for sure throughout the whole game is that we used our speed in areas that we needed to, and that we were physical on defense in areas that we needed to be, you know. And I think that's definitely something that we haven't seen from this team for a while, even this year, to be honest. So that was nice to see. But I think one thing that was really interesting too, I know last week, you know, we kind of made a lot of complaints or I guess excuses for having a thin squad. But it was essentially the same squad with the addition of Jesse Lingard, and we had that same performance. So I think last week, you know, as clearly been said, you know, we played to not lose. And, you know, I don't think we can necessarily use a thin squad excuse moving forward if we put in positions like this. But it was interesting to see that we really only had one change in tactics, but it was essentially the same squad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one of the thoughts that I had prior to the match and after we didn't sign anybody in the window other than Lingard coming on loan was that our squad was so thin that everybody knew what we were going to be, and it was easy to game plan for us because you knew who the starting 11 were going to be. It's always going to be the same starting 11, you know, unless there's injuries, right? And that was one of the things that bothered me most about the fact that we didn't strengthen. It wasn't just cover. It was just like, well, now everybody knows the story. I mean, and then Moyes comes out today and he throws Lingard in first thing, and he throws Fredericks in to take care of Grealish. And it was just, I mean, quite frankly, I'm with you, Charlie. You got to give him credit. It was brilliant management to take a thin squad and mix it up so that they didn't know what was going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they weren't ready for that. They weren't ready. I thought he'd bring on Lingard in like, you know, the last 20 minutes. You understand?
Or the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd start him right away just because he didn't have much game time with Man U.
But he kind of knows what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I'll say about Lingard too is he'll take a long shot, and that's going to bring them center halves up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to stretch defense. It's a whole beautiful. That was beautiful today. Yeah. That was beautiful today, him being out there. Jesse Lingard, baby.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, is there any way we sign this guy to a permanent deal after the loan ends?
If he keeps playing like this,
it's too early to tell.
Is our option to buy?
How to do the rest of the campaign.
But I mean, you think we'd spend the money?
Okay. He could not.
Who got the paperwork on this guy? Is it option to buy?
essentially his loan is up at the end of the season, but I think
Right.
there's a secret clause in there that nobody knows about.
So West Ham with secret clauses.
So it's some
we'll-
secrets.
Probably illegal, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sullivan did something illegal, I'm sure.
Some kind of
Is there
Illuminati
really?
football.
Okay, Sally, are you serious? Is there a secret clause? Or are you just making that up?
No, I saw that. I mean, it's probably not a credible source by any means, but I did see that on Twitter when he got signed that there was a secret clause to his contract, but there's no visible option to buy in the contract.
Interesting. So yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting.
You know how the old thing goes. They said those that know wouldn't say, and those that say wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a free game, man. Soak it up. You know what I'm saying? Get your sponges. Soak this shit up. This is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what he wants to do, heaping Lingard in terms of, let's say, we finish in the European spot with him, and let's say he keeps, performing and having games like he had tonight. Would he want to stay at West Ham at the end of the season? Because I feel like, if he puts in performances like that, pretty much every team in the Premier League will go after him. Probably except for Manchester United, even though they'll take him back. But
I mean, they might take him back. That's the problem.
Well, they might take him back. But I mean, I feel like he wasn't playing with them for a reason because they're really deep at that spot. So if you take him back, somebody's got to go. And it's probably got to be. Well, I mean, I'm not going to speculate on their team because it's not who we support. But But yeah, no. And speaking of stuff that I read on Twitter, apparently there was a stat that came out today after Soucek's goal that said he has scored as many league goals for us as Payet has, but in 13 less games.
Wow.
Hey,
I actually believe that.
I would not have expected that.
Listen, I got roasted the other day because I said a big part of where we at is because Soucek. You take him off.
Yeah.
We not to say. They're like, oh, you can't say. What you mean I can't say that? I said that. I said it. What are you talking about?
Who roasted you for saying that?
I'm not going to snitch on names. We never get names.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We don't.
But it was on Twitter. Is what I'm saying. Was it on Twitter?
It was on all type of places. You know what I'm saying? Those that know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a hot-headed guy, but I'd let it slide. I'm gonna let you hide that one. Like I was just saying, he's the only one. But listen. Before today, we have some open play goals, but before that, it's all headers, right? Not all of them, but the majority set pieces, headers. You know what I'm saying? The majority of our goals have come from a holding midfield or the center halves, nothing to ball in. Mm-hmm. This man, he's my hammer of the year right now. I don't want to hear it. Listen, and not only does he get the goals. Remember when Ogbonna was doing his little techers and he shot the cross in? We was naked back there in the back. He ran his ass. He ran back there, covered him. Bow! Nutted that thing out the way. Listen, Payet, he created chances and all that. But listen, he wouldn't take. Soucek takes him away, creates them, scores them. Potato salad. Man, it's big money bags. Man, I want to hear it. Soucek's the Don, man. You understand that, man? I don't want to give him shit about Soucek.
I don't know who would do that. First of all, Charlie, anybody who does that has not been watching West Ham or doesn't support West Ham.
They get upset with me.
If you don't respect Soucek, then you don't really understand what you think. Because
I said there was like 3 games where he bailed us out, right? And that's true. It's true. Against Fulham, we didn't score till like 90 plus something minutes, and the goal came from Ben Rama shot it or somebody shot it. It was a deflection, came back to him, knocked it. Guess who was in the middle? Mr. Moneybags. Mr. Friggin' Moneybags versus Crystal Palace. He gets 2 goals, right? 2 sexy goals. Nobody was doing nothing. Listen,
he makes the runs. That's why he makes the runs. He's there. He finds himself in the
from
box.
A holding. He got 7 goals, and he's a holding midfielder.
Right.
Come on, man. Man.
Is that a good nickname? T Moneybags, Charlie boy.
T Moneybags. Yeah, why not? Give it to him.
Do you remember that Queens rapper E Moneybags?
Yeah. Money bags.
Yes.
See, that's
one thing to kind of expand on your point too, Charlie, is with Soucek, Bowen, Dawson, even for that matter, and Lingard. I think you have a really strong case right now as to why you really need to back Moyes in any transfer window. Because those are 4 players that have come in and had immediate impacts. I know Bowen can, he can be hot and he can be cold, but at the same time, I think he is an impact player. Pacey is all over the place. Obviously, Soucek, you don't need to tell his story. Dawson, we've been really strong at the back, I think, with Dawson back there, and even he's beginning on the goals. So I think those 4 players alone those are people that you have to really look at. Like, okay, well, if we were to give Moyes some money, like if we gave Moyes a season that we gave Pellegrini his first transfer window, what would this team look like? And I think at the same time, it's encouraging to hear his praise for Meepo, even though Meepo hasn't played really too much for us right now. But I think, David Moyes knows talent. Obviously it's no secret that no secret that he's the one that started, Wayne Rooney.
16 years old. 16 years old.
I think it was really, 16 years old. I think it was interesting. They said on the broadcast that Lingard didn't feature for Moyes when he was manager of West Ham, but then he obviously did what he did for us today. So I thought that was interesting. But we got to support the man, and any management that we have or any board that we have need to do that, because I think that could be the key to really taking off at West Ham.
Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you the thought I had today, and I know that Moyes, again, I know his style isn't thrilling, but it's effective. Especially right now, it's effective. He's kept us up twice. We're having, I think, statistically our best Premier League season ever up to this point in the season. Now, what's going to happen from there, I don't know. But my thought is, you sign him to a long-term contract, sign him until 2023 when the owners can sell. Do you know what I mean? Because he seems to stabilize us in a way nobody else can. I don't know. Do you guys have thoughts on that?
If I speak, I would be in trouble.
What? No, you're not going to be in trouble.
Listen.
Come on.
You're not going to be in trouble, Charlie.
I ain't about the man's contract. This is what I do.
I know you're not the boys guy. It's okay.
Listen, you can have Iggy Bush, Scott Jack Daniels out there. I support the club. I don't do all that. Oh, support this. I support the badge and the badge only. I don't know who's this and who's that. Listen, I support the badge. I don't know about all that, man. I don't want no scary ball. I don't want no more. I'm about to curse. I don't want no scary ball. And listen, why ain't supposed to give Meepo a run out already? He brought a follow out, the other young kid, knowing he wasn't going to play on the team. And I think GSB told him, listen, give him a run out the other day just because they wanted him to put him out on loan so they could either transfer him or get a loan fee. Okay? That should have been Meepo's minutes. So they're like, oh, well, he's developing. He already came out and said he don't want to develop the youth. So don't flip-flop on me and now say he's developing. Because listen, I said when he ran Elise out there and a follow, I said, them man's getting transferred. Or they go out on loan. No, they not. No, they not. They're going to get minutes. Where they at now? Where they at?
Yeah, they're with all the rest of our players out on loan.
Now, who should have got them? Who should have got the minutes? Meepo, because I'm gonna tell you what. If Antonio goes down, now he has to go in there naked. He ain't had no time to be out there and boogie with the rest of the guys. So there's certain things that I just don't like, man. And then listen.
You cut the wrong borough, Mark.
No, anyway. Man, we ain't the Bronx, man. Listen, you gotta take it easy with that. Listen,
borough, man.
Now he done fucked up my whole mindset. What I'm saying. Okay, boom. She got me going on, man. What do I Bronx tell? Now I'm like, all right, listen. Now when everybody's GSB out, they terrible, they this, they that. Well, he come out yesterday, what he said. GSB have been great. Now, if I would have listen,
what is he supposed to say though?
What's he supposed to? So now tell me he's not a yes man.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Charlie.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. It's left, is right, up is down.
Okay, so would you get rid of him? Would you get rid of him after the season?
I ain't talking about getting rid of him. But listen, if I came out on Twitter or any interweb and said GSB is great, y'all would kill me.
You would deserve it. But you don't work. You don't work for them. You don't work for them though.
Them motherfuckers work for us. I don't want to hear that bullshit. They say, no, man. Listen. I believe anything they say. Let's just go into it naked. No, you do something good, I'm gonna be like, okay, nice. You trying to trick? Okay, I know them assholes is trying to trick us. Asset stripping, boot licking. We know what they are. And then he comes out there like, because now he's got the backing of the fans, right? Because he's doing good. I give him that. Yeah. He has the backing of us. So they said, hey, just tell him that, boom, boom, boom. And he come out there, GSB is great, man. They're my best pals. They gave me everything I needed. I just didn't want a striker. We weren't asking you to spend the whole money.
Scottish accent? Was that your Scottish accent?
No, that was something else. My Scottish I win. It's what I do. I can do Scottish, man. Come on, man. I can do it all, man. I go to Scotland.
That's very good.
Hey, I'm all right.
That's what I do. All right. So
unless it's top 6, then he hides.
So you're saying don't sign him to 2 more years right now?
I'm gonna wait to the end of the season, but I'm not Moyes. I'm not saying Moyes out. I respect. Listen, when it comes to the counter, sexy. When it comes to a press, sexy. When it comes to setting up defensively, he was a center half. It's beautiful. But sometimes going forward, if a team lays back and we have to go forward, it's just saying there's no creativity. They just stand there. I mean, come on, man.
We have trouble. You're right.
Charlie Boy, we're just a counterattacking side. That's what you are.
That's what we are.
What we are, not what you are.
Well,
we're a counterattacking
all of us
side. You got to live with it.
Well,
it's not going to get sexier.
Let me throw this out there.
I mean, we don't need champagne football, but I mean, we could.
We can't afford champagne football. We don't have.
We can't. Can we have a Budweiser football?
We tried to half-ass spend the money under Manuel Pellegrini, and it didn't work out. This is what we're stuck with, man.
Listen. So, what are you supposed to quit? Is that what Liverpool and everybody else does? Oh wait. They sign guys, and everybody's not going to work. That doesn't mean you quit. It's like I buy properties, one don't sell. You think I'm gonna fucking quit?
No, to be honest, I'm
gonna tell my brother, listen, hey, Frank, we ain't gonna buy no more buildings, man. That last one was a dust up, man. It didn't work out for us. Let's quit. Let's tuck our nuts. No,
but if you know there's a real estate mogul who's buying properties and can outspend you, you're like, I'm gonna buy these 3 or 4 valuable properties and then buy some more and build. You know
well, okay. Let me throw this out there. All right. I mean, listen, first of all, Charlie, you work for yourself then, right? You have your own business.
I work for myself and I record, I do a sound engineer too.
Okay.
But I do my own thing.
So you've never been in a situation where you've had to, I don't know, for lack of a better word, defer to your boss or be nice to your boss, even though they don't want to? Because I feel as though I feel like Moyes is in a situation now where he knows that these people are incompetent, okay? But they pulled him out of career ruins when we needed to stay up, and he kept us up. And then they did it again when we needed it again, and he kept us up again. And they finally said, "Okay, fine, be our manager." This guy was, he was done, man. He was, he had the high profile failure at Manchester United, which I don't really blame him for, because nobody else has really succeeded there anyway. And then he went off to.
He look pretty sexy right now.
Well, they just lost Sheffield United, but they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not going to catch Manchester City, and their standards are high. But what I'm saying is, this guy was like, so they kind of gave him a chance because they're cheap, number one, and number two, because they like big names, they like flashy signings, for managers. They go out and get Pellegrini, and so I think he's the best person to deal with them and to build our team at the same time. Look at Jesse Lingard, okay? And I know it's just been one game, all right? So who knows what it's David, you're right. It could change. Everything could change. He's out of favor at Manchester United. He hasn't played for 100 and something days, like 6 months he hasn't played. You know what I mean? He walks into our team. First game, he's the best player on the pitch. He's the best player on the pitch. And I'm not saying our other players aren't good. Declan Rice is a great player. Soucek's been great for us. But the gulf in talent from Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, even Chelsea, who are behind us right now, or Arsenal, and us, is huge. It's a huge gulf in talent, all right? It's a huge gulf in how much we spend. And, Moyes has turned us into, at least in February, now I don't know where we'll be in May, at least in February, we are a legitimate contender for Europe. And it's not laughable to say that we could be in a Champions League place. Not laughable. So, who else are you gonna find who can do that and deal with the dildo brothers at the same time?
Yeah, right now it's probably hard to see, who would want to come in, just because the ownership is definitely not the greatest. But I think,
and everybody knows
that
it's so public. You know what I mean? It's so public that they're so bad.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But let's give Kevin Nolan in the back room staff some little too now.
Totally. Hey, Kevin Nolan has been fantastic. Alan Irvine, Kevin Nolan, Stuart Pearce.
Stuart Pearce back. Excuse me.
Yeah, when the lads are running onto the pitch, who's got that fucking board in their hand, giving them the instructions?
I give him all credit, all right, and I give Moyes credit for having him around.
Nolan, that's my dude. See, I'm like Kevin Nolan on the mic. That's how I feel. That's how I come at him. Kevin Nolan style.
Kevin, but let me something about Kevin Nolan. I always think about. You guys maybe tell me what you think about this.
That's Moyes' replacement.
He might be. He might be.
Not right now. I'm just saying.
No,
in
but
the
I mean,
future.
eventually, yeah. It's either When he played for West Ham, a lot of people did not like him. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They thought he was Allardyce's guy. They didn't have enough style. They didn't like him. He was not a popular player for West Ham, and everybody loves him. So I'm just throwing that out there.
I like all the goons. You know what I mean?
I liked him.
I like all
him
the.
too.
I was dealing with that reality that we had just been relegated. Sam Allardyce had been hired as the manager. We needed a player who fit well with Sam Allardyce. People forget when he signed with West Ham, Newcastle was in the Premier League. He took it upon himself to join us and help us go back up from the Championship. And he's not a sexy player at all. You know what I mean? He seems like he's doing nothing, and then he just pops up at the right opportune time and scores a goal. But without him, we wouldn't have gotten back up to the Premier League so quickly, and he was a big part of us staying in the Premier League in the Allardyce era, so I liked him for that.
I liked him for that.
I
too.
agree, he's not sexy at all. He's not.
But he scored goals. He was tough. He was a leader.
He's got to be in the top 10 for most goals in a season somewhere up there. He's got to be.
Well, it's not hard to be with West Ham, but it wouldn't surprise
Somebody
me.
pull that up. Somebody pull that up. Single season goal master.
For most goals, for most West Ham goals in a season.
I know he ain't the leader, but I know he's top 10.
Well, you know what?
I bet 100 on it right now. What do you want to do, Uncle?
You know what though? I'd be careful about that because remember, we had a guy named Vic Watson in the 1930s who scored like 500 goals.
I don't remember no fucking Vic.
But if you're talking about Premier League, wait a minute. If you're talking about Premier League, you're probably right. You know, or
Yeah, I
Premier
think
League
so.
Championship,
I
modern era.
think so. He's up there.
Yeah. Let me see here. Premier League, West Ham United, most goals in the. Okay. Let me see if I can get this up.
Plus, he would elbow a guy if they got out of line. Come on.
Well,
man.
that's what I liked about him. He was tough.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was
Him-
tough, and
Him
he
and
was,
Dick, one of my favorite guys.
yeah.
And
No,
stand up for the other players too.
Lee going dodgy camera angle. What's going on, Lee? What's he doing?
All right. Well, I gotta.
You gotta have pants on, Lee.
I got my Bruins pajamas on tonight. Don't worry.
Ah.
We're all set. We're all set.
Made me nervous.
Yeah. I got to, no. It's I can't see my one screen unless I tilt the other screen. All right. So here we go. Premier League. Okay. Premier League West Ham United goals in the season. It's kind of hard to see this. Can I make it bigger? There we go. Paolo, Hartson. That makes sense. Harewood. All right. So here's Kevin Nolan. All right. So he's in here. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's almost in the top.
Oh, I thought he was in the top 10. Is he
Well, he's
tied
not
though?
far.
Well, technically,
Well,
he'd be top 10.
He's tied for the
Yeah.
top 10. Just like
Come
he's tied-
on,
yeah.
Lee, give me a break. Look at all them guys
No,
got 10.
You're right. You're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
Boom.
10. Well, he's
Look
close.
at that. Close.
He's tied with a lot of people down here with Antonio and Sacco and the.
Wait, where's Antonio at? What's he got going?
He had 10 goals last season. Remember? Almost
Yeah, towards the end he got
almost
busy,
all of them after
didn't
the
he?
restart. Yeah, almost all of them after the restart. Yeah. So anyway, no, Kevin Nolan was, he was great. I agree. He was great. But I mean, do you guys, what do you think is our ceiling this year? Every week I feel as though we ask this, and every week I say to myself, well, maybe we can finish 10th, maybe 8th, maybe it seems to like creep up a little bit. I mean, are you guys believers at this point that we're contenders for not only Europe, but I mean, maybe seriously the top 4? I mean, look at the table.
I think. Oh, go ahead, David. Sorry.
I was going to say no. I think our ceiling is 8th. Just because I've been paying attention to what's happening in the rest of the league. I think Chelsea's going to catch form under Tomas Tuchel. I think Arsenal, it was just like a disaster of bad luck proportions why they lost to Wolves. They look very, very good. Saka has really come on. They're like young 19-year-old winger. So I think those two teams are going to push up. I think it's between us and Everton for 7th and 8th. I think Everton has been inconsistent. And then I think we have to hope for Spurs to really crap the bed because Kane is injured.
They're doing their part right now. Yeah, go ahead.
Say it again.
I said they're doing their part right now to crap the bed.
They're doing their part right now, but like where we are, we're ahead on points of Everton, but
right.
they've played two less matches than us.
Yeah,
Spurs, and I believe Spurs have played two less matches than us.
You're right.
Chelsea have played one less match than us, and I think Arsenal are kind of they'll come on form. So you have to think we'll fall behind two of those four teams, which places us at 7th or 8th. That's where I think we'll end up.
Doesn't 7th get us in? Doesn't 7th get us in? Depending on who wins
I think there's like a weird situation to where
Europa League spot this year, but I could be wrong. But yeah. 8th gets us in depending on what happens in the cups.
Depending on who's in the FA Cup, yeah. I mean, it is. You're right. It's easy to get carried away with where we are because you look at Tottenham and Everton right behind us, 2 games in hand. They could both pass us. Everton pass us pretty easily, actually.
Yeah.
And as you said, the other thing is we're gonna have to cycle back through the top 6 again, and we haven't beaten any of them at all. So, I don't know if we're capable of that or not.
Do you mean the traditional top 6 or just
because we beat Leicester?
Traditional top 6.
Okay,
we beat Leicester.
Okay.
We beat Leicester. But I'm talking about Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, and
that's what I thought.
Who's the other one? I don't know. Anyway, whoever it is. We haven't beaten any of them. So, but we rack up points big time against. He's like, we don't go out and lose to Burnley, the way Liverpool did. We don't go out and we didn't lose to Brighton. I know we drew. We didn't lose to Brighton the way Tottenham did. So we were doing some other stuff that's positive. I don't know, Sully. What do you think? I mean, right now? Where do you think? Because you're right. Listen, after we lost to Liverpool, I said to myself, if we lose to Villa, we could very easily find ourselves like 10th, just like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long when you're at this level to drop a bunch of places very quickly. But we had a good. We came back and picked up 3 against Villa. So I don't know, Sully. What do you think? What's our ceiling?
I think if we keep playing the way that we did today, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that we could finish in a Europe spot like Europa League. Top 4, I think, might be a stretch. I know there's some teams behind us who have 2 games in hand on us, but at the same time, we play both of those teams.
Right.
One more time.
Villa can actually still catch us. They have 2 games in hand, and they're 6 points behind us, and they have a better goal differential. So.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in
theory.
There's a lot of teams right now that can catch us just because the table is tight. But at the same time, I guess on one hand, you can be nervous because we do play every one of the top 6 one more time. Hopefully those aren't.
Yeah.
What?
We're done with Liverpool. We've already lost twice to Liverpool. But yeah, the rest.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but we play everybody else. So, and I would like to think that we aren't just going to lose to all or the remaining 5 of those teams. Arsenal, they can catch form, but maybe if they get rid of their manager or something, I don't know. They have the talent to be not where they are, but look at us. We basically almost had the same team last year that we really struggled with, and we were bad all year long. So I think Arsenal put themselves in a bad spot because they still have to play out the top teams, and Arsenal traditionally have been pretty poor against top 6 as well.
Yeah, they have,
especially on the road.
Yeah.
So I think you can't really put anything past anybody this season. I would like to think that our confidence right now is something that going into those top games, we just got to have the right mindset. Kind of Charlie's point earlier, you can't come out like being real nervous about playing Manchester City or whoever it is. Just go out and attack them, because those bigger teams are expecting you to come out and not want to play them.
Which we don't do. I'm with Charlie on this. We don't do that. It's frustrating to me that we don't do that. Liverpool put out a weak starting 11 because they have so many injuries. And we backed off of them. And that was frustrating. And that's a flaw for Moyes. To me, that's a big flaw in his strategy. Or his tactics, yeah. I don't know which. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have. It seems to me that the way we play versus the traditional top 6 and everybody else is vastly different, massively different. Is that obvious, or does anybody?
Yeah,
disagree?
I mean, go ahead, Charlie.
I think it's obvious to
100%
the
obvious.
seeing eye, and I think it's obvious to the actual record he has against those traditional top 6, even top 8 teams. I think even last campaign there was a stat they said on the West Ham Fan TV. I really forget if it was 18 or 28, but that David Moyes had not recorded a victory in 18 or 28 tries against the people who are top 8 in that current table. So that's kind of like by design. So if you're a West Ham supporter, you really got to hope that we just pick off some of those other people in the 6th, 7th, 8th spots, and then that helps us finish from anywhere from 7th to 9th.
Yeah.
Which it looks like we can do. I mean, it looks like this is an inspired period. So
if we stay healthy,
but I'm saying
if we stay healthy, yeah. If Antonio's hamstrings hold up, yeah. If Rice or Soucek goes down, if
Declan Rice goes down, it's over.
If one of those two guys goes down, it's thank God we have 38 points already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a long spring. Anyway, Charlie, you were going to say.
It's not even just the top 6. When the first time we played Crystal Palace, they went down a man. We was tied 1-1. They went down to 10 fucking men, and he would not go forward. He was like, I'm taking the draw. What are you scared to go for? Put another offensive player out there and fucking attack these mamalukes. Listen, at that time, they're like, well, Crystal Palace is a good defender. Bullshit. There was only one team at that time that gave up more goals than them assholes. So I want to hear it. He didn't go for it against Crystal Palace. What the fuck are you scared of?
Let me ask you this. So you think he's gotten any better about that as the season's gone along, or do you think he's still doing that? Because I think he's gotten a little bit, other than against the top 6, I think he's gotten a little bit better.
I agree with that.
I think he's gotten better.
I think Nolan took him back there and said, listen, man, you better start attacking or I'm going to smack you right in the fucking mouth. That's straight up. I guarantee you Nolan told him that. Let's just sit back. Nah, Kevin Nolan's running shit, man. I don't want to hear this garbage.
You think Nolan's our next manager after Moyes?
When he's done, he's going to be the guy. Unless they have such a bond that he says no, he won't do it.
Oh, I doubt that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
why wouldn't he do it?
See, they'd be like, oh, who do you – listen, I want GSB going. Then you ask me who's the coach. I'll tell you who I want as a coach then. When we get them assholes out here, then I'll tell you. But that's just the truth. At that Chris, nobody want to say the truth. When something's real, I'll say it's real. Like today, that was a master class. How he locked up Grealish. You understand? And a lot of people gave him shit, but I said, hey, he's trying to put the clamps on him. I said, I don't know if it's going to work.
And he did it. They did it.
You know, one thing I thought. This is what I thought about that. I thought El Ghazi or Watkins was going to have more holes because that opens up space.
Yep.
But Soucek, Rice, and the other boys, what's the other Czech homie?
Sufal.
Yeah, he put in his shift, right?
Love that dude, man. Love that dude.
Listen, man.
Love that dude.
Listen, and this ain't the same, like you said, it's the same team from, no, it's not, because Soucek came in, the ball game changed. Bowen came in, the ball game changed. We had fucking Mark Noble starting most of the games. We had Zabaleta playing right back. Remember that rant I went on? We had him playing. We had fucking McGinn. We had McGinn up front playing. Another thing, I remember a game where somebody shot him the ball, right? It was like 2 feet in front of the goal. He misses it after the game, and nobody gave him nothing. But if my homie Fornals misses one, they come in with pitch. Oh!
I agree, and man? I like Fornals. I do.
Yeah, listen, man, I got a baseball bat ready for anybody that don't like Fornals that slanders his name, man. I'm not having it. I'm not, because listen, on that left side, remember they're like, why isn't Felipe going forward? Because he's handcuffed to motherfucking Cresswell. I told y'all that last year. No, Now what are they saying this year? How come Fornals ain't going forward? You think come on? You think it's not insanity? That's what the fuck he's doing.
I really agree with you on that point, Charlie boy.
And listen, listen, hold on. Let me get this up because they get on my nerves. Cresswell, we got to have him in because he could do a mean set piece and he could shoot a cross in. Okay, but if you want that in there, You have to have somebody to cover him on that left side when we playing certain teams. And when you watch Fornals, what's he doing? He's looking back. He's always making sure. Always making sure. And did you notice today, who did Cresswell yell at? He yelled at Ben Rama for not picking up the overlapping man. Who does he not have to fucking yell at for that? Fornals, Fornalito, baby. Y'all better start respecting the Paella Prince. I ain't fucking having it. Understand motherfucking football. He's not a left winger. He's not playing. He's basically playing fucking left wing back, center mid. My man's all his protection. If you can't understand that, just listen. Stick to eating motherfucking Cheetos. You understand? I'm not having it. Give me tight. They get me tight.
No, but I agree with you, Charlie boy. I think Fornals is underrated because not only is he providing support to Cresswell, he's playing out of position. His preferred position is center attack midfield. So he's really sacrificed for our team, if you think about it. He's played out of position, done something he's not so skillful at in supporting that left-sided fullback, and he really hasn't been rewarded it. Now he was on the bench for this game, but it probably might help the progress of the team to have him be rotated.
Hey, and I'll give Moyes another credit, right? Because he put Ben Rama in the middle a lot of the games, and they're like, "Why? He's not a winger." If he puts him on that left side, he knows he's gonna kill him, and they're like, "Well, he could track back. Sure, he could track back, but if he's tracking back, he ain't going forward." Moyes wants him to go forward and keep possession of the ball. Hello, come on, man. Come on, I'm gonna take you motherfuckers to footy class. Come on, get your notepads, man. Bring your notepads. Some people get me tight, man. They just want to say some crazy shit. And look at these stats. I got these stats. Oh, fuck out of here with your stats.
I don't like. You know what? I don't like stats either.
Nah.
Stats are for baseball, where nobody cares, right? It's all numbers.
I mean, they don't tell the whole truth. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't. Not in football. They don't. Not in football. I agree with you. Optus, all these stats people bring up, they don't mean that much to me. The only stat I care about is the score line, and that's basically it. Yeah, everything else was like player ratings and stats and percentages of this and that. I can watch them play and see how they play. You know what I mean? Stats are for baseball because everybody who follows baseball is like 75 and older, and they love that kind of stuff. So what do you guys do? So what do you think? We have Fulham. Is it Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
It's look at that. Oh, it's a 12:30 game. Oh, that's all right then. That's fine. Saturday at 12:30. 12:30 here in the East Coast. That's actually a really good time. So, I mean, we struggled against Fulham. Okay, don't forget they should have had a draw against us, but Lookman decided to, Panenka his penalty and put it right at Fabianski and it cost him 2 points. What do you think we see? Do you think we go back to the Liverpool starting 11? Do you see Lingard again? Obviously, I don't think we're going to have Fredericks in there needing to contain anybody. Do you put Fornals back in? What do you guys do for Fulham? David, what do you think? What would you do? What do you think
I still think we're going to beat Fulham 2-1. I think they show some attacking guile. I think they have an attractive style of play. Obviously, I like Scott Parker. I liked him as a player under.
Oh, I loved him.
He played for West Ham. He's one of my favorite West Ham players of the past 20 years.
Absolutely,
but
loved him.
Something just always seems to go wrong with them.
Yep. I agree.
I haven't watched them a whole bunch. I've only seen the results, but whether it's a missed penalty or a breakdown in coverage, or they let it always seems like something goes wrong with them, which I really can't put my finger on. But I think it will be a hard-fought game. I think they'll have some opportunities. I think we'll counterattack very effectively against them because they play more of an attacking style. So I think we'll beat them 2-1. That's my prediction.
Who do you think is going to? Who do you think we'll see? Do you think Lingard? I mean, he's got to start again, right? Doesn't he? I mean,
yeah,
I think baby. He's got to play.
But here is my random prediction, which I think will drive people crazy on Twitter. I think we may see Lingard starting again, Fornals left wing, Bowen left wing, Ben Rama on the bench, and everyone's like, it's crazy.
Oh, you can't. If Ben Rama's on the bench, they're going to freak out.
David Moyes showing he can rotate the players. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. I'm saying that might happen. So
if
don't
Ben
be surprised.
Rama's on the bench, they're going to freak out big time if Ben Rama's on the bench.
They're allowed to freak out.
But remember, Manchester United in the FA Cup, 3 days later, it's a Tuesday night game. All right? Let's not forget. We have a tightly packed schedule because the season started late. I think they're trying to get everything in a reasonable amount of time. So Saturday afternoon, Fulham, and then a massive trip to Old Trafford, because I think we're believers that if we get past Manchester United, I mean, we could really make a run in this thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a few days later. So the question then is, well, you got Fulham, you got a relegation candidate, obviously. Do you save Benrahma or Fornals or Lingard? Do you save somebody from Manchester United? Or
yeah, I'm actually kind of, now that Thibaut mentions it, it actually makes more sense to me now that I'm thinking out loud that like Fornals is a grifter, so him in for the cup might make more sense.
Fulham's last starting lineup. I want to see who's coming down Cresswell's side, if who's injured or who's not.
That's a good question. Okay, let me find it.
Because that's going to determine my answer.
Let me find it.
Fornals would play along Cresswell, right?
No. I'm saying who's healthy on Fulham's side, not our side.
Oh, okay. Very good point. Sorry, Charlie.
Let's see. Now they just lost to Leicester today. They lost 2-0 to Leicester today. All right,
Loftus-Cheek and Tete started today in that spot on their left-hand side.
Loftus-Cheek, huh?
He's been interesting.
He could do bits
he hasn't
sometimes.
been finishing well, but he's been giving the opposing defenders problems.
See, sometimes you ain't got to score a goal. You can make that run. You could stretch. You could do a lot of different things, man. Listen, Loftus-Cheek, he can give you some cheeks now. He can get cheeky out there. Trust me.
He was the one who tore his Achilles against the Revs, wasn't he, David? They had that charity match at it was a couple of years ago now. They had a charity match at Gillette.
That sounds right. This is the first time hearing of it, but that sounds right.
No, I took my nephew to it because it was Chelsea, and my nephew's a big Chelsea fan, so I took him. And Loftus-Cheek tore his Achilles and was out for a long time. He was at Chelsea at the time, of course. So yeah, here's how they lined up today.
Nice.
Mitrovic, Loftus-Cheek.
Hey, Lookman's a demon on that other side. I'm telling you right now.
He's going to be good in the future.
Yeah, he is. I mean, but
I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to start Fornals. He's going to start Fornals because I'm going to tell you one thing on the left side, because Benrahma didn't pick up that man. Cresswell was yelling at him. I seen that. And most people ain't going to see what I see. Listen, I played that position. So I'm watching. You know what I mean? He didn't pick up the man, and Cresswell gave him the fucking business. And Moyes, he cares about defending more than going forward. He really don't give a shit.
Forgot about this.
He don't give a shit about going forward.
Charlie, I totally forgot about this. But yes, he's absolutely right. He can't play against United.
Oh, damn.
Yep. Totally right, Charlie. Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you for your professionalism, there, Charlie.
So Benrahma, he's right.
Yeah.
So Benrahma will be in the middle, and he'll be the possession guy. He's going to hold the ball, do his thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Sully? What do you think we're going to see?
I honestly think he'll probably put the same starting 11 out there. I think if I'm
against Fulham,
I think if I'm Moyes, well, I shouldn't even say that. I would like to see what?
Lingard is cup tied, so they can't put the same.
We're talking about against Fulham, though. Sorry.
Yeah, Fulham. Yeah. I'm not worried about United right now, but
my fault.
Yeah, I mean, probably the same starting 11. I would like to see Meepo probably get a start in this game, just so you can save Antonio for the cup match. Because, I mean, I don't know. I'm still very cautious about the fact that those hamstrings are going to just snap anytime.
That's a great point. I mean, yeah. It's a lot of matches in a short amount of time. Yeah.
I know that Antonio's had he's had some good service the past couple games, but I think as a striker the past couple games he's not been that great. So I think
he hasn't. Yep.
I think we should definitely, I mean, if you're going to do it in any game, you've got to do it against Fulham, right? Because when you look at our schedule moving forward, there's not too many opportunities that you could see him getting a chance to start. So I think this might be a good one. Or if he doesn't start, just give him a good amount of time, maybe a half or 30 minutes. But, I mean, I don't know. I guess this is also one of those questions you have to ask. Are we more worried about where we finish in the Premier League or are we focusing that much on the Cup too? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Cup would be fantastic. Beating United away at Old Trafford would be great because we haven't done that for a long time. And that's always one of those games, away to United where just some funky stuff happens and we don't get a win there. But well, no, Mark, I know. Antonio got 2 assists, but I'm saying
Silly, I think your point is good. As a striker, he hasn't looked like a striker lately.
Yeah, he hasn't looked like a striker. Yeah.
He's been making some bad decisions. He's been getting back into some old habits that he was in prior to when he had this big goal scoring spree.
But that ain't going to change. That's always that. That's always going to be that. But one thing he does,
that's who he is. I love him. But that's who he is.
When he runs them channels, they have to pick him up. They have to be aware of him. Now we got something different. Okay, now we got Lingard, my man, shooting them long shots. So you got this big bastard running down. They're trying to pick him up. Now, if you were boom, Lingard don't need a whole lot of room to get one in there. You seen him today cracking him from far. He ain't scared to do it. That could be a sexy thing. He don't have to really score a goal every game to affect. You know what I mean? He could stretch that defense like pizza cheese, baby.
That's true. The only thing I'll say is not every keeper is gonna give up 2 goals like the Villa keeper gave up today, because he did not cover himself in glory in that sense.
No.
So what happens to Jared Bowen? I mean, does he go the Balbuena route? Does he take a seat for a while? I mean, he has looked tired lately. Do we see him again soon?
I don't think so. I looked it up. He actually has 5 goals for us this campaign.
Oh, he does. He's been fine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he just got tired. He'll be fine.
It wasn't it. It was a tactic. It was a tactic. He put Fredericks up there.
I agree with that.
To pocket Grealish. It wasn't like, hey, Bowen, you a bum. You can't play. No, it ain't that. It was strictly tactics. That's why I was like, yo, Moyes got some nuts. He got some nuts today, and it worked. He flopped them bad boys out and said, check them out. Hey, it worked. It worked.
Okay, so
Grealish couldn't do nothing.
So when you're in midfield and if you've got Fornals, you've got Benrahma, you've got Lingard, you've got Bowen, you can't, who doesn't make it in that group? Do you know what I mean? Who doesn't make it in your?
Well, see, it depends on who we going up against. Just like today, it depended who we was going up against. That's why I respect the Moyes. He didn't just like, okay, these are my guys. I'm going to throw them out there. And people oh, you can't change the win inside it. What kind of bullshit is that? You gotta have a mind. Any great team, and I don't give a shit. Basketball, footy, anything. You just don't line up the same way every single time because it worked against Joe Schmo. You understand?
I agree with you totally. I agree. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. I was surprised that Moyes did what he did today because he usually doesn't do that. He usually finds a winning team and he sticks with it. You know what I mean?
He did
and I understand that too, but he actually used tactics and strategies today that I don't think he's used much in the past. So I'm like you. I was surprised. I was impressed by that. I don't know. What do you guys think about something like what Vernon says? I think this actually makes a lot of sense. Throw.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense to me. By the way, I love the comments, man. The comments are like, I read the comments and I'm like, they're very illuminating.
I'm with Vernon. You want to know why? Because we need to do the same thing we did to Grealish to fucking Rashford. And who could keep up with him? Fredericks. So you'd have 2 defensive guys. Fredericks ain't a wing, and there'll be somebody, he's not a winger. That's not why he played up there today. That's not what he was doing. His thing was, yo, I'm going to put you in my pocket like a little sack. You understand? Like a little something for later. And that's what he did. And I think that's what we should do versus United. Because Rashford's, listen, everybody's like, oh, listen, when he came in with Fernandez and Rashford came in, they burned our tits off that second half. Yep. They could say, oh, well, the ball went out, or they could cry, the throw, and this and that. Listen, they outclassed us, they outran us, they out everything just in that second half. I think the way we played Villa, they should do that against Rashford. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if not, Rashford's just going to do what he did last time.
It makes a lot of sense. What do you guys want? Do you guys want? Assuming we even have this choice, which we probably don't. What's more important to you, the league or the FA Cup at this point? If you're gonna put out a notably stronger team for one or the other, are you guys going league or FA Cup?
Yikes.
That's tough. I think we probably. I don't know. That's really interesting because you look at it. Right, and we're doing really well in the league right now. We're beating the teams that we should beat, and hopefully, through the rest of the season, we can get some points against teams that we normally don't beat. But at the same time, I mean, it's been so long since we've had any kind of significant silverware that I think
41 years. 41
well, you know
years.
what? I'll say FA Cup, and I'll say that because there's no chance that we get relegated this season. I think if for whatever reason, if we tie the FA Cup, win it, and we finish like 12th, whatever, it's a good season. We finish higher than last year. We'll have more points, whatever. But at the same time, we're probably not going to finish 12th. We're not going to finish that low is what I'm trying to say.
If we stay healthy, always the caveat.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Somebody could pull their hamstring slipping down some stairs today. You never know. But at the same time, I think you got to go for the FA Cup because we've put ourselves in a good enough position in the Premier League that we can actually, focus on going for the Cup. I guess kind of saying that too, just real quick for Charlie, for this game, let's say, you don't want to have to worry about the left-hand side. Would you put Johnson in for Cresswell so your left winger doesn't have to worry about tracking back so much?
I mean, if you do that, then you give up set pieces. His nice crosses in and all that, and his, the corner balls and all that.
That's true. But he's not the only one that does set pieces, though.
He's the only one that does them sexy. Nobody puts in a ball on our team like Cresswell. Bowen's okay. Listen, Cresswell bends that motherfucker. I don't care what anybody. Hey, that thing's sexy. But I would. I probably would. I would
say Benrahma's developing.
I was going to say, could Benrahma do that? Could Benrahma do that?
And listen, if we're going to attack, then you have to, because if you put Ben Johnson, he has the boots to get back and protect without having so much help. Then whether it's Benrahma or Fornals or whoever you put on that left side, then they're going to have the freedom to go forward. And if you want to win the cup, we have to go forward. We can't sit back and let them punch us in the face. We can't come out like he did versus Liverpool with the interview. We're not on their level. I thought that was the most. Listen, my little fighters I train, that'd be like me telling them, look, I don't know, you're going in this ring. This guy's gonna bust your face all up. You're probably gonna lose. You're not gonna do good.
Yeah,
he's gonna be scared. You know what I'm gonna tell him? I'm gonna say you're a lion. You see him? He's a gazelle. This ring is a fucking jungle. You're going to go in that jungle and you are going to eat the prey, because that's what we do. We eat the prey. I'm going to give him a smack. Come on. You see? You a fucking killer. You go in there and you kill. Not this, let's just sit back and it's mighty Liverpool. Let's just tuck our nuts in.
What's weird too is he managed Everton for all those years. I mean,
their
biggest rival. You know what I mean? So you'd think maybe he'd be a little more. He was too different.
That was the biggest negative and pessimistic comment of the whole season, more than any other fan, and nobody said nothing to him. Nobody said. If I would have said that, go away before the game. Everybody in the chat. Oh, we could take it to Liverpool. This is our chance. We're gonna really. And as soon as he said, and then we lost. Everybody's it is Liverpool. Look at y'all back. Fucking look like Michael Jackson moonwalking backwards. Wait, that ain't what you said the other day.
It felt like a huge college football game. Sally, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if it felt like a huge college football game, and it felt like the type of game where your team loses every year. Do you know what I mean? And it's like when in Oklahoma used to play Iowa State every year, and they would just crush them every year. And then Iowa State would come along and have a good team one year and be like, this is our chance. And then you don't do it. That's how it felt to me. It felt like it had a buzz. The Liverpool game had a buzz that, I felt deflated when the first goal went in. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening.
First time they took a short corner, I threw stuff. You understand what I'm telling you? I'm and they'll be like, well, Henderson. Listen, Henderson is not no fucking giant. He's slow as a turtle. Listen, we got Ogbonna, we got Soucek. That's where we've been getting most of our goals. Dawson. Dawson he rises like gas prices during the Bush administration. You understand what I'm saying?
Was flat out. He was flat. He was parallel to the ground.
Come on, man. And we take
Did you say gas prices during the Bush administration?
Yeah, I said he rises like the gas prices during the Bush administration. Remember that? It was like fucking $100 a gallon.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, I forgot what we were talking about now.
My bad.
You're talking FA Cup or
yeah.
League
Okay, so look, People are asking in the chat room, can we prioritize both? I mean, I would love to, but we don't have that many players. we have a thin squad. We have a small squad. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess kind of if you look at it, if you really wanted to switch out a bunch of people, you could legitimately switch out both your center backs. You probably have to play either Rice or Soucek. Johnson could come in for Cresswell. You could put what's his name, Fredericks in for Stufall. I mean, you could definitely make a bunch of changes. You change striker. You could whatever midfielders you didn't have playing today. You could play him on Saturday. Not saying that I would make wholesale changes like that, but I think at the same time, you could make enough significant changes against a team like Fulham to go in and beat Manchester United, and I think if for whatever reason, and I don't think we will, but if for whatever reason you lose to Fulham, but then you go in and you beat Manchester United, that's a loss you just take. You'll be fine. Because I don't think at the end of this next weekend, or I'm sorry, at the end of this weekend, if we lose, we don't fall farther than I think where we're at right now anyways. Maybe one spot. But
right, yeah. Well, we have teams below us that have games in hand, so but we could fall behind them anyway, right?
Well, right, yeah. But I'm just saying specifically for this weekend, I think we have enough of a cushion to where if we lose, we don't move anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think you probably do want to sit Rice or Soucek, one of those two.
How are you going to do that though? Those are the two guys you can't. I mean, who steps in? You can't sit those two guys. That's the problem to me.
You gotta play Nobi one Kenobi.
Oh no!
Yeah, you probably have to.
Man,
I mean, for this game, you'd honestly probably have to. I mean,
but I don't like
it's going to struggle going forward.
I do like the nickname a lot.
I got another one for him, but it gets people upset.
Go ahead.
Mark Slobel.
Listen,
I love you, Mark. Hey, I love you, Mark.
I love Mark Noble's commitment.
That's a good nickname, though. Everybody's gonna get one.
No, I love his spirit. I love his commitment. I love his love for West Ham. I love the fact that he is a local lad, that he plays for his boyhood club and all that. I mean, there's so much love about Mark Noble, but most of what I love about Mark Noble is not about Mark Noble, the player. It's about Mark Noble, the West Ham icon. Does that make sense? Mark Noble, the player, especially the last couple of seasons, not great.
He knows that. He came out and said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like before he did say that, I remember last year I go on rants and be like, "Oh my God," and they would be like, "You're mean. I can't believe you're saying." And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, "Look, you guys can't be starting me."
He said, I know. That was incredible.
And I'm like, yo, that's what I said. Are y'all going to apologize to me now since he said it? Or y'all just going to keep on hating on me? Because I was right. Just go ahead. Keep it. Send in the hate mail. That's okay. They always come back to me. Lee.
Charlie, now I know Champions League is a long shot, a very much a long shot at best, all right? But if you had to choose Champions League or FA Cup, what would you take?
Ooh. Well, if we had the depth, then I'm gonna go for the winner. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go for the almost biggest. I'm a big dog. I'm gonna listen. When I jumped off the porch, I didn't say let's just half-ass do it. No. Now is that realistic this year?
No, I don't
think so. Because like you said, we don't got a backup for Soucek, Rice,
I don't think
Antonio, none of that. You know what I mean? So like I'm with Selly. You understand? Like if they. I don't say throw the game. Let's try to win it. But let's give some of the Bulls a rest. And let's go United during the FA Cup with all the balls in our sack. Go with all of them. I'm talking about them things. Let big couillons hang out. Big old fucking. Listen. Because
I don't know how Adam doesn't know you, by the way. Anyway.
What does he mean? He was talking about me in the fucking comments today. I was in his live chat. Every show. He was like, Charlie's boy speaks Brooklyn. Now you don't know me. All
right, David, ask you. Okay, if League or FA Cup, what's your priority? I mean,
this guy.
If we have to have a priority.
I'm gonna hedge my bets, and I'm gonna go with what people were saying earlier in the chat. I think we just got to take it game by game. I think we got to try to beat Fulham. We got to have our best lineup in to beat them.
Yeah,
and then. Who knows what lineup Man United will put against us? I don't think their Europa League tie against Real Sociedad happens 1 month later, so I don't think it will be a weekend lineup. But we got to do our best to beat them.
And I'll tell you, we've talked about this too. And I'm 100% FA Cup. All right, I want us to do as well as we can in the league, obviously, but this club needs a trophy. Desperately. We desperately need a trophy. All right. I was 6 years old the last time West Ham won a trophy. I did not know it even happened. I mean, look at me. My beard is gray. I'm old. You know what I mean? We need like an open top. Well, I don't suppose you could do this season, but an open top bus parade and the whole thing.
I'm gonna change my answer. You want to know why? Because listen, Pops came over in 1980. That's when he came from England to over here, right? And he missed the fucking FA Cup. And his whole life, he's like, oh, I used to hear this shit all the time. Like he was like, I'm cursed. This, So if we can win one for Pop, he ain't here with me no more. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. Yeah. That's OG. He's gone. So if we got an FA Cup, I probably would cry just because of that. Because how many times, if I had $1 for every time he said I should have stayed over there until we won that, he's like, I never would have came if I know we was gonna win in 1980. Isn't that something? That's just terrible that happened. He never let all the time he would bring that up.
I feel one big thing too against taking it to Manchester United this weekend or next week. I guess on one hand, are they going to take it serious? Because they still have to compete. They're with
That's a good point.
That's a good.
I'm just saying because they're legitimately. When was the last time they were this high in the table consistently?
It's been a while.
As you said earlier, their fans have high expectations. Like them not making Champions League, them not being top 2 or 3, it's just weird for them. So not saying that they won't take it seriously, but I mean that's a question. That's to be asked as well.
That's a very good point, Elliot. They want to finish ahead of Liverpool. We know that.
Right, and then
Liverpool, they're 3 points behind Man City, but they played an extra game, so they are title contenders. But they're not like, it's going to be tough. But that's a good point. I mean, maybe they don't show up. That'd be great.
Maybe they don't. But I think at the same time, I think we should go for it because if we don't win it, then all we have is to focus on the league. So I think that's a big reason too to go for it is because if you win, perfect, you go on to the next round, you have a good chance of getting to the final. Right. And if you lose, then all you really have is to focus on the league. So I think it's just why not go for it? There's no reason not to, and especially now you got to do it for Charlie's Pop. You got to do it.
Got to do it, Pop. That would be something, man.
For all of us,
that would be something, man.
You got to do it for all of us. And I tell you what the dream scenario to me. Okay, of course, there's not going to be any fans there, and that's the worst part. But anyway, dream scenario to me is you get the FA Cup final at Wembley. And we're up, we're up like 2-0, 3-0. And in the last, let's say 10 minutes, you bring on Mark Noble and you give him the captain's arm. Declan comes off, Noble comes on, gets the armband, he plays, the FA Cup final. I think that'd be nice. That's a nice little fantasy that I have.
Or if we finally get a penalty and get Nobies in there to shoot it, right? That would be legendary.
Now, that's a good point about penalties.
We haven't got one all year, right?
Are we going to get a penalty all season? And why don't we get penalties?
We should have got one today because it was either who was it? Got tripped in the box.
Soucek.
Yeah, he got tripped in the box, and somehow he got a black eye. I don't know if it's domestic violence at home, his wife slamming him around. Because who the fuck is tall as Soucek? Who's hitting Soucek in the eye? My man's is almost like 7 feet.
I was going to say, how do you even reach it? How do you even get up there? Soucek's like 6'5" or something like that. Yeah, he's huge. Okay, so who takes a penalty for us if Noble's not on the pitch, which he shouldn't be? Is it Cresswell? Is it
probably have Lingard take him now? To be honest,
yeah, Lingard makes sense.
That does
Lingard, but if we in the cup thing, he can't play in the cup, right?
Yeah, Cresswell maybe.
Yeah, I'd let Cressy take it or Bowen.
Bowen,
Bowen's another good shout.
Flip a coin with them two. Flip a coin.
Yeah, just not Antonio.
But
not right now. Not right now.
But if Lingard's, it's not a cup situation, he's out there. I'm letting Lingard do the business. I'm telling you, man, he really impressed me today, man.
Well, I mean, let's just hope it continues because if he finds that kind of form with us, then I mean, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. You know what I mean? Not in the cup, but in the league, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. It just opens everything up. And yeah, Fo says Soucek took penalties at Slavia. I mean, that'd be fine. I'd be confident having him take a penalty. Let's be honest. All right, it's a penalty. You almost have to mess it up not to score. Do you know what I mean? Just kick the ball toward the goal. Don't do a Lookman, Don't put it over the bar like Roberto Baggio. I mean, what do you think the conversion rate for penalties is in global football? Like 98%, something like that? It's got to be, doesn't it?
Probably high 80s.
I think it's more like 91% to like 88%.
Is it really?
I read the list of the most successful penalty takers, and like it was Robert Lewandowski was 98%, and like Mark Noble was 97%.
But this year they missed him versus us. Fucking Lookman had the little bullshit he did, and then remember the first time we played Villa,
Ollie Watkins.
Well, he hit the crossbar.
He hit the crossbar. You're right.
I'm doing the gun fingers when they do the penalty. I'm going like this. Gun fingers. Yeah. No. As soon as they run up and take it, that's my thing. What I do.
You think that's what does it? You think that's what does it?
Yeah, what else could it be? What else? It's got to be that. Gun fingers.
God, it's been too long since you've been on here, Charlie. It's been too long. You too, David, for that matter. Where you been?
Yeah, I'm always in the chat. I ain't seen David. I'm not always on, but I'm always in. You know, understand? I might not be on, but I'm in. Where my guy ain't been in the chat? He ain't been in the thing. I ain't seen him nowhere.
Are you guys still going to the Banshee, or is that?
No, just because of COVID. I've only been twice. Once outside, once inside. It was a bit worrisome, but
yeah. See, I'm the same way. I would only do it outside.
I'm at my apartment. I'm working.
Yeah.
I also follow other teams besides West Ham, but that's a whole nother story. So
you do.
Yeah.
I do too. Who do you follow?
My mom is actually Italian, not Italian American.
Hey, there we go. My mom too. What do you know?
So I follow. She's from a city called Lecce, so I follow that team.
Oh, so your peoples are from Naples?
No, Lecce. It's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Salento or Puglia. And then there's a team in Mexico I follow called Tigres too. So
I follow Tigres. Yeah, Gignac been down there for a few years now.
Yeah, they're gonna play in the Club World Cup tomorrow against Ulsan Hyundai. So
yeah, Tigres is a big Mexican club. I like Mexican football a lot. Actually, I watch it all the time because it comes out.
I love the supporters there. Really passionate, no nonsense.
It comes out at like 10 o'clock at night. That's the best part for me. Is my boys are in bed. You know what I mean? And I just turn it on, and it's just like I don't know. I just enjoy it. It's a great time of night to watch a game. Like 10.
Yeah, it's good refereeing too. There's not like crappy refereeing.
They're much better than in the Premier League. Well, now they have the referee is the one who checks VAR in the Mexican League, right?
Yeah.
So the referee goes and it's not like they send it to some office somewhere. He goes and watches it.
Exactly. And the Mexican fan supporters, whatever you call them, are very. They do not tolerate a bad referee.
No. No, I love Mexican football. Actually, I think Mexican football is great, and I knew that about your mom. By the way, I forgot about that. Do you speak Italian?
Yeah, I speak Italian.
Nice. I figured you did. I think I knew that. I think I knew all that.
Yeah.
Leche. Is it like milk or something?
In Spanish, yeah.
In Spanish, it is, but in Italian, it's not. It's like
it's not Italian. Okay, gotcha.
But they're actually David Di Michele played for West Ham and Lecce, and so did Walter Lopez.
Di Michele. Wasn't he the one who scored against? I think it was like against Stoke, maybe some years ago. The ball just like glanced off his thigh or something like that. I can't remember. He didn't.
David Di Michele, I don't know, but
he didn't score a lot of goals. He didn't play for us for West Ham very long. He didn't score a lot of goals.
No, he did not at all.
But I do remember him scoring one that one of our many relegation battles where it like glanced off of his thigh. Anyway, all right. So you said you think 2-1. To us against Fulham on Saturday. Charlie Selly, give me your score predictions against Fulham. What do you think is going to happen? And chat room, you guys chat room. You guys do the same thing. Tell us what you think is going to happen against Fulham on Saturday.
I think that after talking about it, that we'll probably set up for a stronger team against United. So I don't know, probably see another 1-0. I mean, Fulham aren't playing terrible right now. I mean, I know they're not the best, but they've had some decent results recently. So 1-0 probably. But I mean, honestly, as long as we just don't lose the game, if we're setting up to play strong against United, as long as we don't lose, that's fine. But at the same time, if we set up strong against Fulham, then we got to beat them. So if we set up strong, hopefully 2-0, 2-1 kind of thing.
We struggled with them so much. The only worry I have is we struggled with them so much last time. That was
we got dominated by Villa last time too. So I mean it's a game by game situation. I'm not necessarily worried about what happened last time. I mean obviously you can take away some points from it, and I think you can, like managerially, you can look at it and be like, okay, well this is what we shouldn't do. But I mean, I'm not ever going to complain about getting 3 points, even if they dominated us or whatever last time. I mean, because look, we could go into Newcastle next time and beat them just like they beat us. And
we should. I mean,
it's not going to be a problem. But
that's funny you mentioned about Villa, because one of the worries I had today was that I thought they outplayed us the first time. Frankly, I thought they were better than we were the first time.
Yeah, Villa did outplay us.
No, definitely. They were 100% better than us last time.
They should have had 3 goals that game.
That's what I'm saying. They had a goal ruled out by VAR, which was, very close at best. They missed a penalty. I thought they were better than we were. Today we were like comprehensive. I thought we were
team possessed.
Yeah, the whole game I thought we were better.
Yeah, well said, Sully.
Even the Watkins goal was, just kind of a defensive lapse.
Watkins did hit the post again today, but you know what? When he scored that goal, their goal, and then it went 2-1, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Right.
Then my boy Lingard went down and said, "Bow!" Stabbed him right in the heart and said, "No, baby, you're gonna die right here on this field."
But I'm starting. Where is Kieran?
We didn't have that before, man.
I'm starting to wrap up here, so we're wrapping up a little bit. But a little bit of a wrap. It's starting. Okay, it's starting. Do you guys believe in like a new? Is this a new West Ham? Like, is this a different West Ham? Do you think we've really changed from the team that would drop points from winning positions, that would collapse after the first goal went in? You know how it's been the last few years. I mean, do you believe in a new West Ham, David? Do you believe in a new West Ham?
Yeah, I think it's a better West Ham. I don't think it's a new West Ham. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think the mentality has definitely shifted, because I don't think that there's been any game, maybe outside of the first one, which I think, there were some extraneous circumstances, with the Diangana sell and all that stuff, to where,
I think that was a big deal.
That loss, whatever. But
yeah,
I think for the most part, we lost that game, and then we came out and took it to, who was it, Leicester, Wolves, whoever we played next. We played fantastically against those guys. And then, we had a nice run of the cup for a while, and we looked pretty hot. But I think overall, I don't think that there's a game to where if we go down early or if we go down at all, that I'm not like heading my hands kind of thing like, oh, we're going to lose. I think maybe if we're playing poorly, sure. But at the same time, I mean, obviously the Tottenham game is a good one to point to. But at the same time, like look at the Brighton game. We were down twice in that game, came back both times. I think it's just a mentality switch. Yeah, like David said, it's not a new team, but at the same time, it is a new mentality. I think it's something that you can point to.
Yeah, I do too. What do you think, Charlie? I mean, do you feel it's like a different West Ham somehow from what we've seen in the past?
I think we're getting better. We're getting a little better results. The ownership and that. The ownership and that and all things, some of the things are the same, but that's not nothing to do with the players or the coach or the backroom staff. You know what I mean? There's no, also Palace. Didn't Palace the first time we played them? I think they went up, scored first, and then we came back. We didn't win, but
it was 1-1.
Yeah,
the 1-1 game. That was the Allaire, bicycle kick goal.
Yeah, so and then the second time we played them, Soucek got 2 or whatever. I don't remember, but we don't lay down.
We were better the second time. We were better the second time.
The only time we lay down is if we set up so defensively. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But if you take the dogs off the leash and you let them play, they could get it. I believe in them. You know what I'm saying? If you let our boys attack and let our boys go after and pressure, I believe that. Now with Pellegrini, when we had all them slow cats playing, I didn't believe that.
No, I didn't either. I agree they're too slow. No, you're right. So it just struck me, and this happens every week to me, and I forget that this is the case. But by the time there's another Wednesday night show, we're going to play once again 2 games. We have Fulham. We already talked about Fulham. Manchester United in the Cup Tuesday night. I know it's a long way off. I know the Fulham game will have an impact on the Cup game, but what do you guys think? What do you think happens? Do you think we can? You think we can do it?
I think there's too many unknowns to give any real prediction into that.
I think
because
that's fair.
I think
I think that's
fair. Obviously I'm confident. I would like for us to go in there and get a massive result, but at the same time, I wouldn't even put it past I would not put it past Moyes to play the same team on Saturday that he played today and play them again on Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that. But
Lingard, he can't play.
Yeah, he can't play Lingard.
But
so maybe Lingard.
Yeah, whoever. If that's the one change, sure. It's essentially the same team, but at the same time, I don't know. We'll see what happens after or at the beginning of the match when the lineup comes out. Hopefully, nobody gets hurt, and hopefully, we go into Manchester, determined.
Yeah, I don't know, Charlie. What do you think?
I think just go for it. Just go for it.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah,
that's all I want. Because, like Sully said, I don't know if United are they gonna bring all their guys out? Are they worried more because they're up there at the top, going for first place? They tied. I think City's got 2 games in hand.
They got 1 right now.
Oh, is it 1 right now? Okay, so boom. But they're right there in a minute for the whole league thing. They might not really care. But even so, they still got Greenwood and guys that are very capable of going out there. But maybe Jesse Lingard gives us some intel, like an operative.
Well, listen,
I just started that.
Why not? Why not?
He could say, hey, Skipper, when they line up this way, they trying to shoot it that way. When you see them doing this, they trying to do that. So this is where, that could be a thing.
I would hope.
Everton play Man United on Saturday as well.
I don't think anyone will get that reference.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Everton and Man United play on Saturday as well. So that, we can see how they line up for that game, even though they might, play the same formation twice. But, they do have a deep squad, as Charlie was alluding to. Look at what happened the first time they came out against us. Other, workhorses, well, not all of them, but the people that made an impact were on the bench, and the second they got subbed on, it made a difference. But, their game against Everton is huge for both squads. If Everton,
right.
If we lose and Everton win and they jump us, if Manchester United win before Man City play, then they go level again on points for first. I think City don't play again. Oh, wow. City and Liverpool play Sunday.
Oh.
That's a massive match.
Yeah, they play 11:30 Eastern. So, you never know. If Liverpool were to come out and beat them and Manchester United wins against Everton and they're tied on points with, I think an even amount of games played at that point, you never know.
You never know.
Rob Hart, though, in my comments stole the thunder. I think we might have seen a template of what's going to happen. Remember the last time we played against Man U, they didn't play a full strength squad. Then I forget if it was the exact players he mentioned, but I believe they brought Rashford off the bench and maybe Fernandes. We didn't take advantage of our opportunities that first half. Yep. And then they brought them on, and it was like, shit. We should.
You got to bury your opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair. We definitely should have beaten that game.
Repeat, but if we take advantage of our opportunities, maybe that won't happen.
Vernon mentions the Southampton debacle. That's not the first time that's happened in Southampton, and they had a man sent off early.
Didn't they have 2 men towards the end? Another man.
Towards the end, they had another one. So, I think there were 3 goals.
Yeah, the first red card was 79 seconds in. Dude was making his debut for the squad.
And listen, Man United. And you know what's nasty? Man United said we're not letting off the gas.
No, I know.
They got like 4 or 5 goals in the last 10 minutes. I said, "Oh my god!"
Somebody beat Southampton 9-0 last season too.
Leicester.
Southampton are a good
that's
team,
right.
They're a good team, but when their shoulders drop, when their heads droop, they just collapse. They collapse. So I don't read that much into the 9-0. I think that was just Southampton basically giving up, and they were angry that they had a goal disallowed when they were down something like 3-0. That probably wouldn't have made a huge difference, but it would have kept it from losing 9-0. I don't know. I don't read that much into it. But
Listen,
Trevor, if this happens, that's going to kill me. That's going to kill me. If it comes out, good God, I don't think I can handle that.
That'd be the only way we get penalties if it goes to the end, right?
That's the only penalties we'll have all season. Is if it's in the cup. That's it. That's the only one we're going to get. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's Southampton. I don't know. This is true too. They had a ball that went into touch by about 40 feet in the air, and sort of curved back in, and they ended up with a goal.
Yeah, that was a defining moment in the game.
Defining moment in the game. I think if we take our chances, I think if Antonio can find the back of the net, if we take our chances, we have a chance to beat him. If I had to put money on these next 2 games, which I'm not really a gambler, if I had to do that, I'd say we beat Fulham probably like 1-0, and I'd say we probably lose to Manchester United like 3-1. Sorry, that's just how I feel. I don't want it to be that way, obviously, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I would love to keep this cup run going because it's been, it's anytime we have a chance to win a trophy. You're right, Charlie. We just got to go for it. Anyway, all right. So I am tired. I'm wiped out, man. David, how much snow did you get in Boston yesterday?
Oh, well, I live right on the Cambridge-Somerville border, and I lucked out. It's like everywhere else got a lot of snow. We only got 2.5 inches. I literally walked over to my car, and like the wind had blown almost all the snow, and I literally got out of my car and drove away.
So Lowell, we live in Chelmsford, we live a mile from Lowell. All right, Lowell's a mile down the road. Lowell got 2 feet of snow. All right, we probably got between 18 inches and 2 feet of snow. It was a lot of snow, and I cleared snow for like 3 hours yesterday. I have a snowblower. You have a snowblower and everything. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. It's just
I completely left out.
Oh, it was insane. So yeah, so I'm sort of wiped out from the whole snow clearing experience.
No wipe outage here. I didn't have work Tuesday. School was canceled. Natick, which is like 25 minutes away, got 13 inches, and we got 2.5. We were like,
hey, see what I did with my snow? Yeah, baby.
That's awesome. Wait, do you work in Natick then?
No, I looked at the map.
Okay, got you. Yeah, because we're anyway. What I was trying to say was I'm like super wiped out from clearing snow yesterday, which is kind of pathetic. But that's where I am.
Hey, Lee, you got to give one of them guys a little fee. They're coming up. Hey, I gave $10.
No, they help. But they don't I don't really do that. I mean, they shovel a little bit and all that stuff. But
no, I ain't talking about your sons. I'm talking about some guy walking down the street. Yeah.
Nobody walks down our street. You should see Charlie. We don't even have a sidewalk. Nobody walks down our street, so I can't do that. I mean, I'd love to do that, but we can't do it. We don't have
Lee lives in the gated community.
No, but I'll tell you what. I live on a.
Oh,
I don't.
He said that. He backed up on. He was.
I would
listen,
never
Lee,
live in a gated community. That's not. I don't. That's not
Lee,
my way.
You got a butler named Francis.
No, I live on a little it's like a little highway. It's only 2 lanes, but it's really busy.
Ringing the little bell. Rings the bell. Little guy comes in and he's like, "Can you give me the remote?"
Oh, I would love that. I would love that because my boys lose the remotes all the time. So I'd like for somebody to just know where they are. No, it's only 2 lanes, but it's like a little highway. It's kind of busy. So we don't have a sidewalk on our side. So we just have so nobody walks down our street is what I'm saying. It's just cars, just cars going back and forth. If you drive down Route 3A, David, if you ever find yourself driving down Route 3A through Lowell, Billerica, Chelmsford, you're going to come right past our house. So you probably won't, but anyway, if you ever did, come right past our house. All right, you guys want to throw anything else in before we go?
No, all good.
All right, it's a short one tonight. Selly, not even 2 hours. What are you going to do with the rest of your night, Selly, since you're not going to be on the...
Oh, I got homework. Got some homework to do.
Oh, I am so glad I'm not in school anymore. Although I'm I'm very proud of you for being in school. I'm so glad I'm done with school. My wife has a PhD, and once I got there out of college, I was like, done. You know what I mean? Don't want it anymore. So, all right. Anyway, Andrew, tastefully named. My younger son's name is Andrew. Andrew, thanks for being with us, and all the people in the chat room. Tebow is eternally optimistic, and I appreciate that about him. David, my neighbor in Boston, Sally, my friend every Wednesday night in Colorado, and Charlie Boy, what a treat, huh? From Brooklyn, Charlie Boy with us. Thanks to all you guys for being with us. And we will see you after 2 more games, all right? See you after 2 more games. See you next Wednesday night. And until then, come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.